Hey, good afternoon, guys. My name is Gabe, and today we're gonna go and talk about more D&D stuff. Today's topic: death. To kill or not to kill? That is the real question. So this is gonna actually be 3 things to consider when dealing with death as a DM when you're hosting D&D. So the first thing I would have to say is that when it comes to characters dying, does it actually add value to the story? Does it actually make it more interesting? So when you break it down a little bit further, you're looking at, are you killing to kill, or are you killing with a purpose? Now it's an interesting thing to go and, I guess, kind of explore, just because it's kind of like, well, if I'm the DM and I'm playing with my players and okay, well, they get killed by a monster, their HP is 0, or they get gobbled up or something like that. Does that mean that they're actually dead, or do we just, go on some sort of another adventure with some other characters? I don't know. It really, again, it comes down to the purpose. Does one's death or a character's death make the story more interesting? Does it actually enhance the adventure? And that's something that you need to go and just kind of weigh out as the DM. Does the death of this character add to, the value of the story? Killing to kill, or killing with a purpose, with some sort of gain or some sort of message behind it? So the second point that I also have, the second thing to consider, is that when it comes to being the DM and dealing with death with the players too, does 0 HP mean that they're dead? Well, I guess in most cases, most people would say, yeah, they're out of HP, they're done. In Pokemon, they faint. But the thing is that you got to remember that as the DM, you have the power to snuff out a character or keep them alive. You can do whatever you want. My personal thing that I like to do is, if they're 0 HP, they're knocked out. As far as I'm concerned, they're knocked out in some way or another, or they could be dead temporarily. And you can always, come back to that, or you can always go and revisit a character's death, or you can make it a cliffhanger of some sort in regards to that character. Again, does it fall back down to storytelling value? Is the story actually being enhanced? The third thing that I want to go and also bring up as far as considerations is that you always want to remember that Dungeons & Dragons it's a game where you're meant to have fun by going on these fantasy adventures. And so the thing is that when you consider the players and their characters, when you're playing, it's a projection of themselves into the game. It's not like, okay, well, me, I want to be this super crafty rogue that's in the game. Okay, sure. But the thing is that you put a little, you're using your imagination to go and make this character, and then put yourself into that character's shoes. Now, that's where the role-playing comes in, and people get really, really into it. But the thing is that some people can get very, very attached to their characters, so you gotta always remember, is it the best thing to go and, just kill him to kill him? Because otherwise, when you break it down, D&D, the story, at least in my opinion, it's about the players. Of course, it's the DM kind of facilitating the world and what actually happens with those players. But in my opinion, the players and their characters are the main characters. You don't want to go and open up a book series or start a story and then just kill off the main characters, because other than that, most people at face value say, no, the story's done. The adventure is over. And the thing is that that's kind of true. So, but it really just depends. More experienced DMs will actually take a character death and, again, use it in some way to go and enhance the story. Whether it means the character goes on some adventure to go and revive their dead friend, or they go to, through a portal to the underworld to go and retrieve them. The thing is that there's all sorts of different things that you can do. As the DM, you are the deity, in essence, of that world, so you can do whatever you want. You can kill off a player, you can make them stay dead, you can send the characters or the party on an adventure to go and, I guess, in, some way or another, conquer death. Which is a very cool theme. At least in my opinion it is, because you know, you have to go through all sorts of different dimensions if you really want to put it out that way. But again, it comes down to having fun. And so I guess if it adds more value, I guess in a nutshell, if it adds more value to the story, yeah, go ahead, killing is fine. Or if it gives a message to enhance the story, do it. But if you can help it, you know, killing off a player, I typically don't really like doing that because, again, when the main character is dead, that's kind of the story. Or is it? Does the death mean that the adventure is over? Players can always come back. Characters can always come back. All depends on you, as the DM, of course. Alright, so again, my name is Gabe. If you have any questions about anything, especially like with D&D or storytelling, or you want to ask me a question, feel free to go and send in a message, either in the comments or an email. We'll try to get back to you and answer, or we'll just address it in a video. But other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that good stuff. And we will see you guys on the next video. Thank you, and take care.